Okay, well, my name's Melina. Well, I was previously diagnosed with melanoma back in 2020. I had like a growth on my chest. So I had surgery for that. And then, it had been like 3 years had gone by. And then I just started getting really bad neck pain. But since I rock climb, I just thought, oh, maybe it's just from, falling onto the pads or just being super active or the way I was sleeping. And then it just, obviously didn't really go away. And then the kind of tension headaches set in. So, yeah, I kind of knew something wasn't right. So yeah, I had gone to the hospital, and then they did a CT scan of the brain, and that's when they told me that I had like a 4 centimeter mass in there. And they didn't tell me directly, like right away, obviously, what it was, because you can't tell that from a CT scan, but we kind of all guessed that it was melanoma. So yes, so after they did the CT scan and found the 4 centimeter mass. Different doctors came into the room, and one of the surgeons wanted to just biopsy the mass at first. And my younger sister, who's a nurse, wanted to get a second opinion on that. And she works at a hospital right across the street, a children's hospital. And she had the neurosurgeons look at the scans there, and they said that the tumor definitely needs to come out and it shouldn't be biopsied, especially if it's melanoma, because those are, I guess, known to like bleed a lot. There was already a lot of bleeding in my brain. So we kind of decided as a family, of course, like my mom and my dad were there as well, that I needed to leave that hospital and go over to Tampa General, where I would hopefully get the surgery done within the week. So after the surgery was complete, the next day, a bunch of different doctors came into the recovery room and were, giving us a lot of information. And it was the neuro-oncologist, I believe, that came in first with his team. And he was talking about this really awesome machine. He actually kind of referred to it as the Ferrari machines of radiation. So that's where we first kind of learned about the CyberKnife. And it sounded really awesome. He was very like reassuring, like not to look at old data like on the internet about like my diagnosis and everything, just because he was saying how evolved like the technology has become. And yeah, he really talked up this machine and said how it would really like target the tumors, and that it would be really great. So I guess I should start off with that I had obviously other tumors in my brain besides the one that they obviously took out for the surgery. So the next biggest one was a 1.5 centimeter tumor. So the radiation oncologist wanted to target that one first since it was the biggest. So we started off with that one. I had 3 treatments. So they were 3 days in a row, and those treatments were only about 10 to 15 minutes. But I guess at first I had the appointment to get the mask made and everything. So that was actually kind of cool. I kind of described it as like getting a facial almost. I haven't like had too many of those, but it felt interesting. Like the way they described it, I thought I was going to feel super claustrophobic, but I didn't really feel that way. It felt kind of cool, I guess you could say. So Yeah, so I took a week off in between. So I got the 3 treatments for the one big one, that were the 10 to 15-minute sessions. Then I had a week off, and then I did there were about 5 other smaller lesions that were under 1 centimeter. So I had 2 sessions of those, that were like 90 minutes each. But actually wearing like the mask was a little uncomfortable. But I had just had, surgery, which was like right by my ear, kind of. So like wearing the mask, it was obviously like pretty tight, and they kind of, bolt you to the table. So it was a little uncomfortable doing like the 90-minute. I actually kind of asked them to break it up. I live very close to the hospital, so I was able to do like half of it in the morning and come back later in the day and do the rest of it. But Tampa General was really great. I had blankets and like a thing for under my legs, and they played music that I wanted to listen to. And I was definitely tired the days that I received treatment, and they kind of let me know ahead of time that could happen. They definitely said really limit physical activity while you're getting, the treatment. So yeah, it was just really just being a little tired. I had like a little bit of a headache, nothing too bad. I really just relaxed, I guess, the days I had treatment. I didn't really I don't think I did any work during that time. Maybe like a little bit of paperwork from home, but that was really it. I guess I want to share my story just because I just think it's just kind of hard to believe, really, that I'm even like alive, because my sister said that like a couple more days I probably would have just like died because my brain was so like swollen. So I'm just like really happy to be here, and I just think it's such an amazing story, and it's like a story about like family as well, and I'm just so like blessed to have such a good family, and like without their support, I don't know where I would be right now. So yeah, and I'm just so thankful for like the awesome medical team I have. And I had recently found out that Tampa General had like just got the CyberKnife machine, like I think it was beginning of mid-February. So it was kind of just like perfect timing, I guess.